This video was produced by The Top Cut. Be sure to check out thetopcut.net, your home for Pokemon TCG, tournament coverage, professional game analysis, and interviews with the best players in the world. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Game 2. So, Game 1, you saw Luke start with a pretty bad start, but he was able to crawl his way back, and, he had a no supporter hand, but he had a Thunderous, so he was able to put on some early aggression with that, and that ended up being enough for him to eke out a victory later on. So, Sylvester does get to go first here. And I believe it's Thunderous versus Dynamo. Sylvester having Thunderous. So, we see a dual ball coming in. And he just wants to fill his bench with Dynamos at this point. And just get a turn 1 charge. That's a very reasonable opening. Cute thing about this start, though, if that Dynamo that Luke has was a 30 HP one, then the game would actually be over because of Tyrogue. But Luke is sporting the 40 HP Dynamo in anticipation for this very situation. So, he dual balls, gets the Dynamo, and now he's just gonna use charge. Alright, so we also saw no supporter coming out of Sylvester. So that means his hand is not so hot. He may have a lot of pressure early on, but there's no longevity towards it. So we saw an Ultra Ball from Luke. Oh man, how sick would it be if he just had Tyro, Catcher, and Energy? Oh, I think that's a brown card. Oh, I see a Catcher. Oh man, this is so sick. Tyro getting in there for even more prizes. Last turn it took a prize, and last game it took a prize, and here it is again. Tyro being a boss. Not many, I guess I'll go on a little story. Not many know this, but I'm just going to take credit for introducing Tyro back into the format. Yeah, I'll just take credit for that right now. See, the way I figured it was everyone's going to run 30 HP Dynamos like Sylvester here. And because, it's actually just the best Dynamo. Anything that can do 30 damage actually does more than just like 40 damage. So it doesn't actually matter which Dynamo you played. But there was this little card called Tyrogue. If you run into that card, your 30 HP Dynamos become a huge liability. And so that's why Luke's playing it here, and we're gonna see it get in for another prize potentially. He does not have the energy to get it, but it's a pretty good risk. There's no big downside to playing the Tyrogue down, and chances are very likely of him getting the energy to retreat. So he does get another Dynamo and gets the energy, so he will be taking a prize this turn. And he wakes up. So Sylvester has a Catcher, DCE Zekrom, Eelektrik, and some other card. Not much is going on with his hand. He may charge. I think he has to use charge again. Yep. Evolves into Eelektrik. So he has Switch and Catcher now. That's actually not too bad. He will be able to. Oh, he's going to Catcher for a Dynamo. And this is actually the downside of the 40 HP Dynamo. So both Dynamos have a pros and cons. The pro for the 40 HP Dynamo is it doesn't get knocked out the Tyrogue. And that's also the 30 HP's con is it gets knocked out the Tyrogue. However, the plus for 30 HP Dynamo is free retreat, whereas the minus is, well, it's or the minus for the 4 HP is the no free retreat. So that's what you're kind of trading away survivability for utility. And we're kind of seeing two philosophies clash. So we do see a switch coming out for Luke, and a supporter that looks like, yeah. So Sylvester's not doing anything with his hand, and there's a shuffle effect. So that must be Pont. So we can't see the discard yet because for some reason Luke has the urge to play his cards further and further away from the playing area. I don't know what to say about that, but we'll just roll with it. So we do see another Dynamo in Luke's hand, and he has the Tyrogue. Oh, he even has Mewtwo. He may consider going Mewtwo here, because that would be 4 or 5. Yeah, that would be a knockout on the Thundurus, and Luke would be up 2 prizes. So the Mewtwo going Mewtwo here is actually worth it. Because he gets rid of an attacker. He has the prize advantage to afford the Mewtwo, and his board will be much better. So the reason Luke's playing Pokegear here is he wants the Pokegear in the discard for Junk Arms later. So he doesn't want to get end and the Pokegear gets. He loses the Pokegear from his hand, and then later on he might now have a supporter, and then you didn't play the Pokegear, so now you can't use it later. So that's why he's doing it now instead of waiting a turn. It's actually little things like this that kind of separate the good players from great players. So definitely a nice tactic. So let's see here. I think he has an Eelektrik in his hand. Oh, he has a Level Ball. Junk Arm for Level Ball, that's it. So he's going to play the Dynamo. Oh, he's going to wait a turn on it and just go. Oh, he didn't have an energy in his hand, I don't think. So that's why he couldn't go Mewtwo. So Sylvester does draw a Lightning Energy. And I think he just wants to get rid of Tyrogue at this point. Yeah, get rid of that pesky little guy. You did well, Tyrogue. You took a prize. Oh, Sylvester attaching to Zekrom. Kind of risky, considering his hand, but it ended up working out because he does draw another lightning off his prize. So he will be able to Bolt Strike next turn if need be, but he might just Disaster Bolt. Oh, it's actually not risky at all, what I said. I take that back. I forgot, he does have Eelektrik on the bench, so he will be able to just... Even if he didn't have an energy, he would just be able to Bolt Strike. But it looks like Luke considering a Mewtwo here, and he ends. Okay, so the reason he's doing this is he can't do anything with his hand right now. But his opponent just took a prize. He's going to be able to draw another card. He may draw another supporter. He may draw a supporter out that, and Luke can't let the aggression. He's the aggressor in this game, so he can't let up. He has to be taking prizes constantly. He does. Okay, so he does attach to Dynamo, dual balls, gets a heads, getting another Mewtwo. Yeah, he needs to get another Mewtwo now because that Mewtwo he played on the bench is in danger. It's like no energy Mewtwo's aren't always safe. Sometimes cards like Shaman, cards like actually just Shaman could put Luke in a very tough situation. So we are going to see a Thunder Wave coming in, and it scores a Tails. No. Scores a Heads. And Sylvester doesn't actually know which way Thunder Wave is for a little bit, and then he goes, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so Sylvester even does not have a switch. I don't think he does. Oh, he does. Never mind. There's a switch. And if I was Sylvester, I would just keep the aggression on with the Thunderous. Yeah. There you go. And now the roles have switched, where previously Luke was the aggressor, and now Sylvester's the aggressor. So, I actually would have preferred a N out of Sylvester because since he's taking on the role of the aggressive player in this matchup, he does not want N's in his deck. So, using that and then using the N now for Ponce later would have been, I think, a slightly better play. Alright, so we do see a Disaster Volt coming down, and Luke's board looks pretty grim. There's not much he could do. He can do a lot of things if he has he needs a switch. He needs to Eelektrik out, and if he can get those online, then he's in great shape. If not, then he might just have to. It's such a tough decision. He might just be going in with Mewtwo. Who knows? So we do see a dual ball here. Probably getting another Thunderous. Or, I don't know what he would get. Oh, I see. He's just using it just to burn cards in his hands and plays N. So, here's where Luke is just kind of hoping he draws when he needs. Gets going for 2 Eelektrik, going for a Thunderous, or going for some kind of attack. He does hit a DCE, a couple Lightnings. He may just end up charging this turn. He does have quite a good amount of Lightning energy in his discard, so whenever he does get those Eelektrik online, he will be in pretty good shape. Sylvester's hand does have N. So he brings up the catcher, so he's just gonna stall. He's just gonna try and buy time with this bringing up the Eelektrik. So Sylvester even draws the Juniper here, and a Tyrogue. Tyrogue doesn't really do much in this particular situation. Let's see how Sylvester plays through this. Plays plus power, and I think the best is just Juniper here, yeah. Let's see. I think I saw a Junk Arm. Yeah, I think... Does he have a switch in his discard? I don't remember if he played it. Actually, I don't believe he did. So he's going to have to use the DCE here to retreat. And he's going in for a Bolt Strike. And Luke's situation is very, very grim. There's not much he can do. He's gonna have to. He's staring down. He might just have to go aggro Mewtwo at this point, and just hope his Mewtwo's can pull through. If he has an N, then he'll be able to pull it off. Because now he's the one using the disruptive ends. So, we do see a Bolt Strike coming in, and then Mewtwo coming in with a DCE and a N. That's pretty much it. Yeah. And let's see how this plays out. Oh, he has a Super Rod. I hope he has N. Oh, I hope I didn't missee that as the Super Rod as N. That would be bad. That would be quite bad for Luke. So, there will be... Okay, so yeah, that was just my mistake. But we do see a X-Ball coming in. So Sylvester's just going for Mewtwo here. He knows the answer to the situation. When your opponent plays Mewtwo, what do? You play your own Mewtwo. I think both Mewtwo are prized. Pretty unlikely, considering they've gone through. The odds of this happening are pretty low, but it does happen sometimes. And this is actually a huge breakthrough for Luke. This is definitely the break he needed. Now, what Sylvester's going to have to do is he's going to have to catch up the Dynamo. Take a prize with Thunderous, and hope that one of the 3 prizes that he grabs off the Dynamo knockout is a Mewtwo. If it is not, then he's going to be in some trouble. So he catches up the Dynamo, and he's just going to Disaster Volt here. Okay. So, Luke really needs to play down N right now. There's really no way around it. It's pretty much the only way he can really fish himself out of this situation would be N. But it doesn't look like he has it. He has a couple Lightning Energy. And a DCE. And it looks like he's just going to take another prize. So Sylvester sends up Dynamo. He's at 2 prizes left. And, that's game. I think I saw the Mewtwo. Yep, there it is. He's just going to go Mewtwo, attach, Dynamotor, plus power, and that'll be all she wrote. Yeah. Well, he didn't need to evolve. He actually had the game anyways. But, yep, there we go. So, Luke loses game 2. Sylvester wins game 2. And we'll be going off to game 3.